John, you've just finished an incredibly busy season, but here we are at Bodmore Heath with some news. You're extending your stay at Aston Villa. Congratulations. What made you come to this decision?
Well, it was an easy one. The manager pulled me a few weeks ago, in fact probably a couple of months ago, saying he's really happy with me and he wanted me to extend my stay, and I'm delighted really just to get it sorted. This is home for me now, so another 4 years, and just really excited to be part of what should be an exciting journey now.
Yeah, I remember sitting with you here last time that you decided to stay. Coming down from Scotland, it's been quite the journey. Just talk us through how you made that transition to where you are today and what the journey has been like for you.
There's been plenty of ups and downs, but I've loved every minute. We've been pretty successful. The first season couldn't have went any better. We managed to get promoted, and then we found the Premier League challenging. We've had some great moments, and I think this season epitomised what everyone wants to achieve. It shows the potential and the ambition that everyone has, and we're really starting to fulfil that. And with the manager and the staff in place at the moment, I'm sure it's really exciting for the fans, and it's exciting to be a player here because they've just been improving every day, and I feel that improvement myself.
We've got some special memories around you today, and we were just looking at some of them. Clean-shaven John McGinn with long hair. But those photos tell a story of the journey you've been on. What was it like when you first came down from Scotland to what was the Championship? Did you feel you had something to prove at all?
I had lots to prove. Nobody knew who I was. I remember Jack laughing. Steve Bruce told him, "Oh, well, it's fine, don't worry, we're signing boy for Scotland," and he's like, "Who?" Didn't know who I was, but I think it was nice in a way. I think I had to prove to people I could cut it down here. And the first minute of the Wigan game when I joined, I remember flying into a tackle and the place erupted, and from that moment I just knew that this was the right fit for me. I think the fans appreciate that every time I go on the park I give 100%, and I think it's not until you take a bit of time to reflect that you realise how much the club manages to get under your skin. So 4 years completed now, going into my 5th season and 4 more. So this is home for me now, and delighted just to be part of it.
After that first season, obviously being promoted, did you have any doubts about stepping up to the Premier League?
No, I was actually really excited. I never thought if you'd asked me maybe, 8 years ago, would you be a Premier League player and managing to play every week, I would have laughed at you. So the progression and the journey's been mental, and it hasn't really sunk in properly. But absolutely loving every single minute, living the dream. If you told me when I was young if you'd be playing every week in the Premier League against the best players in the world for a club like Aston Villa, it's just pinch yourself. So I'm loving it. Don't take it for granted, and just try every day to be the best I can be. From
a fan's perspective, it feels like we've really seen you grow. There's been moments, I think you said yourself, where you feel like your form's not quite been there, but under Unai Emery, I feel like you've really flourished. Is that fair? Aye,
well, things would have been a lot different maybe October, November time. That's when the questions were asked. Can you be Aston Villa captain? Can you play every week in the Premier League? Am I going to be part of this journey? So it was a case of, right, it's a sink or swim moment. You puff the chest out, you prove those people wrong, and I think it's really helped me actually. I've got through that, been pretty resilient, and I think it's great to see people like Tyrone. Tyrone was heavily criticised, but that's the demands of playing for a club this size. If you're not playing well, you know about it, and it's just part and parcel. But the both of us have come through it. Tyrone's extended his stay here, and he's playing the best football of his career back in the England squad, and it just shows you that the resilience we have, but not only that, the coaching and the knowledge that the manager's bringing us is certainly taking us to another level.
There's some leaders in that dressing room. You've mentioned a few names there. How have you found transitioning to being captain and sort of carrying that weight of being captain of such a big club?
It's strange. It's not something I asked for. I just tried to be the way I was, treat people the way you expect to be treated yourself. That's something that's stayed with me the whole time. It's difficult because I'm not a screamer in the dressing room. I like to try and lead by the way I play, but I think I've got more and more used to it as the seasons went on. We've obviously got big characters in the dressing room who've helped along the way, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it, enjoying the responsibility, and hopefully within the next 4 years you get the chance to lift the trophy, and I'll be the first to get my hands on it if we manage to do it.
We so hope so. How have you found working then under Unai Emery? What's that been like, and when he came in, how did you find that?
Amazing, a real eye-opener. The first meeting I had with him, I thought he knows his stuff. Certainly did from that first moment. The language barrier was slightly difficult. I don't think he's ever heard a Glaswegian speak so fast.
I was going to say, on which side was it difficult?
Eventually, we just had an honest and open conversation. He'd watched all the games. He knew my form wasn't quite where it was, but he also knew I was capable of being in his team. So it's been a breath of fresh air working with him, and just given me a whole new outlook on football. So thoroughly enjoying it, and now 4 more years of him, hopefully. Yeah,
fantastic. And wow, we've got Europe to look forward to. It almost doesn't seem real to sit here and say that, but it's going to happen. We're going to have European nights at Villa Park. What have you heard about them before, and how much are you looking forward to it?
Well, I remember watching, I'm a big Martin O'Neill fan, obviously with the Celtic connection, so I used to, when Martin O'Neill got Villa into Europe, I always had an eye on it. Never did I think that I would be part of, 10 years maybe later, part of the Villa team back in Europe. It's so exciting. I think everybody knows Villa Park under the lights is incredible, so hopefully we get through the playoff, and we can have European football every second Thursday at Villa Park. It's really exciting. The fans are excited. I'm sure they'll travel in their numbers, and it's just a great time to be an Aston Villa player, and hopefully we can do ourselves justice.
You talked about silverware a little earlier on. Where do you think this club is going? Because you are now very much at the heart of the future of this club. So what does it hold, do you think?
Well, I think if we perform the way we did in the second half of the season, there's no reason why we can't compete for the trophies. That's what the club needs to aim for. We need to try and get success back. I mean, European football is a part of that, but the club wants trophies, the fans crave it. It's not easy. The quality of teams are unbelievable, but we need to deal with the cup competitions better. Since I've been here, we've obviously made it to the Carabao Cup final, but the performances and the record in the cups haven't really been great. So we need to make sure we don't take it for granted. I know there's a lot of games this season, but the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup is certainly an opportunity for us to get to the final and try and get the trophy.
You mentioned Europe, you mentioned cup competitions, and just finally the Premier League. It's always a ridiculously tough league, we know that. Brilliant finish last season, securing it on the last day as well, getting into Europe was amazing. Are you thinking about setting targets for that already, personally and for the team?
Well, we need to try and improve on last season. I think we proved what we're capable. Brighton had a lot of credit last season, and rightly so, and we finished 1 point behind them. So shows you how far we managed to come as a team. The form away from home was superb, winning at a lot of tough places, and if we can do that next season, why not look up? That's the aim. Try and get Europa League qualification, or look at the top 4. Newcastle have achieved it this season. There's no reason why we can't go and challenge for that, and that will be the aim. I don't think the manager will set too many targets. We've got to take each game as it comes, but that's certainly one us as players are having an eye on, and there is a tinge of jealousy that Newcastle have achieved it before us, but why not this year?
Before we let you go, we've looked forward a lot in this interview today, but around you are some special memories. Can I just ask you, before you jet off on your summer break, well deserved, what have been your sort of favourite moments in a Villa shirt so far? Oh,
there's been many. Just as I look about, some amazing memories, but the playoff final, that was just one of the best days ever. The drive from the hotel to Wembley, you just had a feeling, and you knew that it was such a huge day for the club, and life-changing moment for me and for a lot of the squad, and we managed to deliver. And then the challenge was to try and keep this club in the Premier League and build from there. So some of the memories have been absolutely amazing, and it's just been a privilege to be a part of it.
Absolutely, and many more to come. Congratulations on the new deal, John.
Thank you very much.